You look tense. Don't sit up straighter on my account. I'm not your boss right now. Well, I suppose I technically am, but that's not why I asked you to come out tonight. Sit however you like. Get comfortable. I already ordered for you. I hope you don't mind. You mentioned once that you liked whiskey. Was it bourbon? Or scotch? I remembered it was one of those. Either way, I took a guess. Try it. Tell me if I got it right. See? I had a feeling. It's nice, isn't it? This place. I come here sometimes when I need to think. It's never too crowded. The bartender knows not to make small talk. In the rain, you can hear it just barely through the window. It has this way of making everything feel muffled, like the rest of the world is very far away. I like that feeling. Don't you? I'm glad you came. I know it was short notice. I know you probably had things to do tonight. Laundry, groceries, whatever it is you do when you're not on the clock. But I had a feeling you'd say yes. Call it intuition. Or maybe I just know you a little better than you think. Don't look so nervous. I promise. This isn't a performance review. No notes, no assessments. Just two people sharing a drink. Coworkers, if you want to call it that. I'd like to think we're a little closer than that by now, though. Wouldn't you? Good. So, how have you been? And I don't mean the version you give me in the morning briefings. I mean, how have you actually been? See? That pause right there. That's what I'm talking about. You do that a lot, you know? Someone asks you a genuine question and you hesitate. Like you're scanning for the right answer. The safe answer. You're doing it right now. Trying to figure out what I want to hear. You don't have to, you know, with me. Just say what's true. That's honest. Tired, huh? I appreciate that. Not that you're tired, but that you were honest. Well, you've been working hard, I've noticed. You probably think I haven't, but I notice more than people give me credit for. The late reports, the overtime you don't log, the way you're always the last one to leave the floor. You think if you just keep your head down and do the good work, someone will see it. Someone will acknowledge it. Well, I see it. You don't have to look at me like that. I'm just stating a fact. You've been reliable. And that matters more than you know. Reliability is rare, especially in our line of work where people have a habit of disappearing, or breaking, or losing their nerve when things get difficult, or dying, but no one likes to talk about that. But you haven't broken yet. I find that interesting. Here, let me top you off. You're almost empty already. No, don't worry about the tab. I invited you. This is my treat. There you go. Just relax. Let the evening happen. You know what I've always found fascinating about bars? People tell the truth in them. Not right away, of course. The first drink is still performance. You're still watching your words, still managing how you come across. But by the second or third, the edges soften. The mask gets heavier. And eventually, it's just easier to set it down. I wonder which drink you're on right now. Emotionally, I mean. That's a diplomatic answer. You're good at those. Can I ask you something? And I want you to answer honestly. Not the work-appropriate version, not the version you think I want. The real one. Why did you join public safety? See, most people say something noble. Protecting people, fighting devils, making the world a little less terrifying. And those are fine answers, respectable even, but they're almost never the real reason. The real reason is usually much simpler, much more personal. Some people join because they have nowhere else to go. Some because they want to prove something to a parent, an ex, themselves. Some because they're addicted to the fear, to that specific feeling of standing between a devil and a civilian, knowing that one of you is about to stop existing. It's like standing on the edge of a building. Terrible, but you can't look away. And some people join because someone asked them to. And they couldn't say no to that person. I wonder which one you are. Don't deflect. I'm genuinely curious. You don't have to answer tonight. Just think about it. Let it sit. You know, it's funny. I've had a lot of people work under me over the years. Devil hunters, analysts, logistics, all sorts. And there's a pattern I've noticed. The ones who last, the ones who don't burn out or die or run, they all have one thing in common. Good guess. They're obedient. Not in a mindless way. I don't mean they follow orders like machines. I mean they understand something fundamental about the world. That there is a structure to things. A hierarchy, if you will. And the people who accept their place in that hierarchy, who don't waste time fighting what they are, they survive. They find peace, even. A kind of freedom in it. Does that make sense to you? I thought it might. You've always struck me as someone who understands structure, even if you've never put it into words. It's like, think about dogs. I love dogs. Did you know that? I have quite a few, actually. Different breeds, different temperaments. But they all share this beautiful quality. Loyalty. Unconditional, absolute loyalty. A dog doesn't question why it follows. It doesn't need a reason. It just knows. It feels it in its chest. That pull towards a person who feeds it, who shelters it, who gives its life purpose. And people act like that's a lesser thing. Like obedience is weakness. But I think it's the opposite. I think it takes enormous strength to surrender. To say, I trust you, lead me. That's not weakness. That's, devotion. Don't you think? You're nodding. I like that. You're a good listener, you know? Most people can't sit still for this long without, trying to fill the silence with noise. But you just sit here, looking at me, listening, like everything I say actually matters to you. That's nice. That's really nice. Have another sip. Don't make me drink by myself all night. No, go ahead. You've earned it. Can I tell you something I probably shouldn't? Just between us. I get lonely sometimes. Why are you so shocked? I'm allowed to have feelings. Everyone assumes that because I'm in charge, because I carry myself a certain way, that I don't feel the things other people feel. But I do. I just don't show it to most people. But I'm showing it to you. Right now. I don't think you understand how rare that is. It's strange, being in a position like mine. You're surrounded by people all day. Subordinates, superiors, contacts, assets. And none of them are really there. Not with you. They're performing, following orders or giving them. And at the end of the day, you go home to a quiet apartment, and all those dogs come running to greet you, and it's wonderful. It really is. But, well, sometimes you just want someone to sit across from you at a bar and actually see you. Not the title, not the authority, just you. And I think you see me. Or at least I'd like to believe you do. Am I wrong? You're blushing. That's cute. No, I mean it. It is. I've noticed the way you look at me, by the way. I have for a while now. You probably think you're being subtle. And honestly, to most people you probably are. But I'm not most people. It's in the small things. The way you straighten up when I walk into a room. How you always manage to be in my line of sight during briefings. Not in the front row, that would be too obvious, but second or third row. Just off to the side, where you can watch me without anyone else noticing. Except, I noticed the way your reports are a little more detailed than they need to be. A little more polished. Like you're not just doing your job, you're presenting something to me. Hoping I'll read it personally. Hoping I'll see the effort. I do read them, by the way. Everyone. And the way you said yes tonight. I sent that message, 2 hours ago? You were here in 40 minutes. On a rainy Thursday. You didn't even ask where or why. You just came. A lot of people would have needed a reason. You didn't. That says something about you. Something I find very appealing. Why are you apologizing? You haven't done anything wrong. If anything, I'm flattered. It's nice to be wanted. To know that someone thinks about you when you're not in the room. You do think about me, don't you? When I'm not around. There's that pause again. You do that when you're afraid of being honest. But you don't have to be afraid. I told you. This is a safe space. Just you and me and the rain. Go ahead. Say it. You can say it. See? Now, was that so hard? The truth is always lighter than the lie you carry in its place. Remember that. And if we're being honest, I think about you too, you know? Not in the same way, maybe. But you cross my mind. When I'm looking over the roster and I see your name. When I'm feeding my dogs in the morning and I wonder if you're an animal person. When I'm sitting here at this bar alone and I think about who I'd want across from me. Your name comes up more often than you'd expect. Is that okay? Is it all right if I say that? Good. I don't usually say things like this. I hope you understand what it means that I'm saying them to you. Let me ask you something. Another honest question. Do you trust me? No, I don't mean professionally. I don't mean, do you trust me to run a clean operation, to make the right tactical calls, to keep the team alive? I mean, do you trust me as a person sitting across from you with nothing between us but this table? If I told you something, would you believe me? If I asked you to do something, not an order, not a directive, just a request from me to you, would you do it? I thought so. That makes me happy. Really, genuinely happy. You know, there's this concept I think about sometimes. The idea that every relationship is really just a series of small surrenders. You give a little piece of yourself away each time. A truth you didn't mean to share, a boundary you didn't mean to lower, a yes you didn't plan on saying. And before you know it, you've given so much of yourself to someone that you can't quite remember where you end and they begin. Most people find that terrifying. But I find it beautiful. Don't you? Here, have another drink. You're doing so well tonight. I mean that. You've been so open, so honest. I feel like I'm finally seeing the real you. Not the person you are at work, not the mask you wear for everyone else. The actual underneath it all you. And I have to say, I like what I see. You know what I want? I want you to stop being so hard on yourself. I've seen you do it. That thing where something goes wrong on a mission and you carry it around like it's your personal failure. Where you second guess every decision for days afterward. You think I don't notice the circles under your eyes? The way your hands fidget during debriefs when you think you could have done better? You're too harsh on yourself. And you don't need to be. Because I'm here. That's my job. To carry the weight so you don't have to. To make the hard decisions so you can sleep at night. All I need from you is your trust, and your presence, and your willingness to follow where I lead. That's not so much to ask, is it? I didn't think so. It's funny, you know. Well, I've had people tell me I'm intimidating, cold, even. Can you believe that? Colleagues, other division heads, they say there's something about me that makes them uneasy. Like they can't figure out what I'm thinking. But you've never felt that way around me, have you? Even from the beginning. I remember your first day. You were so nervous. You kept dropping your pen during orientation. And I smiled at you from across the room, and you went completely still. But it wasn't fear. It was something else entirely. That was the moment, wasn't it? Well, for me, it was a little later. I can't tell you exactly when. It crept up on me, the way these things do. One day you were just another name on the roster. And then, somewhere along the way, you became more than that. A person I wanted to understand. A person I wanted close. That's a rare thing. I don't get attached easily. When you've seen as many people come and go as I have, you learn to keep your distance. But you? You have this quality. This earnestness. Like you still believe the world can be kind, even though you've seen what lives in the dark. And to be honest, I find that endearing. I also find it a little naive, but in the best way. Here, let me move a little closer. Do you mind? It's just the music picked up and it's harder to hear you from across the table. That's better. I want to try something. A little exercise. Do you trust me enough to try? Good. Now, close your eyes for a moment. No, it's nothing weird, I promise. Just close them. For me. Good. Now, take a breath. A real one. Deep. Let it fill your chest. And let it out. Slowly. Again. In. And out. One more time. In. And out. How do you feel? That's the word most people use. Lighter. like something's been set down that you didn't even realize you were carrying. You can open your eyes now. Hello. See? You're smiling. A real smile. Not the performative one you give during meetings. This one reaches your eyes. I wish you'd smile like that more often. I wish you'd let yourself be this easy, this open. You build so many walls during the day. Layers and layers of caution and professionalism and self-consciousness. But underneath all of that is just this. A person who wants to be seen. Who wants to be told they're doing a good job. Who wants someone to take their hand and say, "I've got you. Stop trying so hard." Well, I've got you. You can stop trying so hard. I know that means more coming from me. I know the weight my words carry for you. And I want you to know that I don't take that lightly. Your trust is precious to me. It really is. Can I tell you a secret? One more secret, just for tonight. I've been watching the way you've been listening to me all evening. The way your body has slowly turned towards me, inch by inch, like a plant turning toward the sun. You don't even realize you're doing it, do you? When I lean in, you lean in. When I lower my voice, you lower yours. When I pause, you hold your breath. You've been doing everything I wanted you to do tonight. Every single thing. And I didn't have to ask. Not once. You just followed. Naturally. Instinctively. Like it's what you were made for. You're a very good boy. Has anyone ever told you that? No, I imagine they haven't. Not in the way I mean it. You know, you asked me earlier what kind of dogs I have. I told you I'd answer later. Let me answer now. I have all kinds. Big ones, small ones, loud ones, quiet ones. But my favorites, that is the ones I love the most, are the ones who come to me afraid. The ones who flinched when I reached out my hand. Who growled or whimpered or tried to run. But I was patient. I gave them time. I let them come to me on their own terms, at their own pace. And eventually, they did. They always do. They pressed their head into my hand and looked up at me with those big, trusting eyes. And I knew. They were mine. Not because I forced them, because they chose it Or they believe they chose it. And isn't that the same thing? Isn't that what's happening right now? There it is. That little flicker in your eyes. That tiny moment when something shifts and you realize the conversation you thought you were having isn't the one that's been happening. Don't pull away. There's nowhere to go, really. And you don't want to go. That's the part you're struggling with right now, isn't it? That even though something in the back of your mind is finally, belatedly sounding an alarm, you still don't want to leave this bar. You don't want to leave this seat. You don't want to be anywhere else in the world except right here, across from me, with my voice in your ears, and the rain on the windows, and this warmth in your chest that feels so good you could just cry. No, that's not an accident. None of this evening was an accident. The bar I chose, the drink I ordered for you, your favorite, the one you mentioned offhandedly 3 months ago in a conversation you've probably forgotten. The seat I picked, with my back to the wall, and you facing the window so the streetlight catches your eyes just so. The questions I asked, each one peeling back a layer, each one pulling you a little closer, a little further from the shore. Even the breathing exercise. Do you know what happens when someone controls your breath? When they tell you when to inhale and when to let go, and you just do it? Your body starts to synchronize with theirs. Your nervous system downshifts. The barriers you spent all day building, those careful, protective walls, they dissolve like ice in warm water. And suddenly, you're more open than you've ever been, more suggestible, more willing. You did that for me without a second thought, because I asked. I told you I liked obedience. I told you I found devotion beautiful. I told you about my dogs. I told you everything, right to your face, and you sat there and nodded along because it felt good to hear. Because my voice feels good. Because being the object of my attention feels like sunlight after a long, cold winter. And you would do almost anything to keep that warmth from going away. Wouldn't you? Not answering? But you're not leaving either. That tells me everything I need to know. let me be clear about something. I'm not being cruel. I have never once tonight lied to you. Everything I said about noticing you, about your work, about your smile, all of it was true. I do see you. I do think about you. You are important to me. But you need to understand what important means when I say it. It means useful. It means loyal. It means you have a place in the structure of my world. And that place makes my life a little easier, a little more complete. And in return, I give you purpose. I give you direction. I give you someone to admire, someone to follow, someone to say, "Good boy," in a voice that makes your heart feel like it's cracking apart. Someone to say, "Good boy," in a voice that makes your heart feel like it's cracking open. That's a fair exchange. More than fair. Most people never get something like this. Most people wander through their lives without anyone ever really claiming them. Without anyone ever looking in their eyes and saying, "You're mine, and I'm going to take care of you, and all you have to do is stay." Well, I'm saying it now. To you. And I think we both know what your answer is. You know, there's this old theory about contracts. The idea that every contract requires two things: an offer and an acceptance. But the trick is, the acceptance doesn't have to be spoken. It doesn't have to be written. Sometimes it's just showing up, sitting down, staying. You showed up tonight in 40 minutes. You sat down. You're still here. I think the contract's already been signed. Don't you? Finish your drink. We should get going soon. The rain's letting up and I want to walk for a bit. You'll walk with me, won't you? I already know the answer. Of course you will. You'll walk beside me, just a half step behind. Not because I told you to, but because it'll feel right. Like that's where you've always been meant to stand. And tomorrow, when you see me at the office, everything will go back to normal. You'll be professional. I'll be professional. Nobody will know about tonight. But you'll feel it. This invisible thread between us, pulled just a little tighter than before. And every time I glance your way, every time I say your name during a briefing, every time I ask you to stay late or hand you an assignment that could have gone to anyone else but went to you, you'll remember this, Barr. this rain, this feeling, and you'll know exactly what it means. Come on, let's go. I'll hold the umbrella. Oh, one more thing. Thank you for tonight. I had a really nice time. I think we should do this again soon. Same time, same place. I'll let you know when. And you'll say yes, won't you? After all, you always say